Okay, ready to go. All right, we'll start with Brian Lewis from the New York Post.
Hey, Steve. Just trying to see if you've got any more clarity on James, how he came through whatever work he was doing pregame, or is that still ongoing?
I don't think he's gotten there yet. I think he's probably still getting his physical therapy. So I don't have any update. He's going to go through his process and then they'll decide if he's available.
Bruce Beck, NBC New York.
Steve, how do you deal with an uncertainty? How do your players deal with uncertainty as you prepare for this pivotal ball game?
Well, I just think we lean on the experience of the season. We had a lot of things come up during the year, a lot of injuries, COVID protocols, whatnot, that have made it a very kind of uneven season in many respects. So we've had experience with it. I think it's important that we rely on that experience and stay positive. And, no matter who plays or who doesn't, we come out and try to play our best game in the series and stick to what we do and try to get better and play good basketball.
Malika Andrews, ESPN. I think you're muted, Malika. We'll go back to you. We'll shift to Greg Logan from Newsday.
Steve, is Harden the one who's going to make the decision, and has he been pushing hard to play? And how do you evaluate the level of risk?
I'm not sure the level of risk. It's not my expertise. I think it is James' decision. He's been pushing. He wants to play, but he's got to go through his kind of pregame routine and see if he's able. But ultimately it'll be James's decision, and we'll support him.
Brian Mahoney, Associated Press.
Steve, we talked about how difficult it was to have to kind of change up on the fly in game one when at the 43 seconds he goes out. What's the challenge now without knowing whether you have him exactly in an hour and a half till the game, whatever it is?
Yeah, it is. I mean, we obviously have two tracks. We have a track if we have him. We have a track if we don't have him. We obviously there's the third piece where the worst one where he plays but isn't able to. We saw that happen in game one. We were still able to win the game. I think the Kyrie injury really took the wind out of our guys for a half hour or so. And we probably lost the game in that stretch after he got hurt. So we have experience with some of these things. And tonight, hopefully we can lean on that to just stay consistent, focus regardless of, what happens. There's so many things that can happen, as you've seen in this series. We lost a superstar in game one. We lost one in game four. We might have one back in game five. So it's just about being focused, being consistent, being ready to adapt and do the things that we've done all year. And I feel confident that our guys can play a great game tonight, regardless of how James goes.
Christian Winfield, New York Daily News.
Hey, Coach. My question is twofold. First, would you say that, or have you seen any change in Kevin's demeanor entering this game, given that you guys are presumably going to be shorthanded and he's going to have to carry a heavier load? And second, just obviously you could tell the level of physicality that PJ Tucker is bringing to that matchup. Is there anything that you guys can do to maybe limit the number of isolation situations where Durant is going exactly at PJ and maybe find some ways to get switches in that? Or is PJ just seeking that match out himself?
Well, I think he's certainly trying to seek the matchup. That's the matchup they want. When for much of the series, Kevin has done great in those matchups. So, I thought the game was very physical, and we probably got a little stagnant. And hopefully tonight we can have a little more movement, a little more unpredictability, and play a little better. We obviously had two poor offensive games, so we want to get back to playing the way we play and for the entire season, and adapt and learn and grow and take those things with us.
Alex Schiffer, The Athletic.
Hey, Steve, you just touched on this a little bit, but since you said there's a track if James plays and a track if he doesn't, have you put any thought into if he'd start or come off the bench and if he'd be under restrictions or not, or does that all get settled out in the next hour and a half or so?
Yeah, I think it's we have our ideas. I'm not going to express what they are because nothing's set in stone yet. But we've definitely discussed and thought of the different realities, so to speak, and we'll lean deeper into one of the whatever plan presents itself, James's availability or not.
Stephen Bondi, New York Daily News.
Hey, Coach, I know you said you wanted the decision on James to be separate from Kyrie's injury, but is it difficult for a player to ignore that, especially when you take into account how important his game is?
Yeah, I think that's what's driving James here. He wants to play. He wants to win a championship. He loves the playoffs and the ability to play this time of year. So I think it's been really difficult on him for how much he cares, how much time and effort he's put into getting to this position. That's definitely the source of his motivation right now, and I understand and respect it. So James is driving this. We have to try to support him the best way we can and be an aid for him to figure this out. But it's a tricky situation, but it's one that we're willing to go down with James. He's just been unbelievable for us this year, and we want to support him and see if he can do it. And if he can't, he can't. But if he can, we want to support him in his his wish to play and to try to help his teammates.
Last question, Mark Berman, New York Post.
Hey, Steve. I don't know if you asked, I got in a little late, but just defending Giannis, I mean, he had his most efficient game Sunday. Is there some adjustments needed to be made? I mean, he's obviously not able to hit a three-pointer right now.
Well, I mean, he's back-to-back MVP. He's going to score the ball. It's important for us to try to take away the easy stuff. That just comes from being diligent with our game plan, making the extra efforts, being organized, getting back to our spots early, not allowing him, some of the freebies. They're going to make him earn everything. And so very simple, very fundamental. We have our principles and our schemes, and we just have to be really diligent with those.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.